Sam, I can't share my screen. I can't switch my camera on because I've been stopped. Can you change that, please?
I'm sorry, what is it?
I can't share my camera. It's telling me I cannot share your video because the host has stopped it.
Oh, all right. Can you try it again?
Yep, but I can't for some reason. Are we live yet?
Yes, we're.
Oh, well, hi, everyone. I'm sorry you can't see me at this point in time. I am trying to show you that, but it's just not happening for whatever reason. Anyway, welcome aboard. The Sunday market update is about to begin. And as usual, we have traders from all around the world to share their opinion on what the market is telling them and what they're looking to trade for the upcoming week. I will try and get my camera fixed and so that you can actually see who I am. I'm Geoff and I'm coming to you from Tasmania in Australia. And I'm a senior trader with the Actions to Wealth team, who have had an incredible week at a trading retreat in Singapore. And if you've been involved in that, you'll understand why our eyes are actually looking a little bit like pea holes in the snow at the moment. We've been concentrating very, very hard and sharing a lot of stuff about trading in general, all sorts of different things. And if you ever get the opportunity to attend one, I would highly recommend it to you. It is worth those very tired eyes that we're all sharing at the moment. Okay, first up, we're going to go to El Salvador. And we're going to say I think he's okay because he's actually had a couple of days off, I think. But we'll say a very, very warm hello to Orlando. Sam, if you could bring Orlando's recording in, that would be wonderful. Thank you. I might have to share the sound, Sam. Can see your screen. Can't hear the video. Now we've lost the video. Okay. Still no sound. Okay, why don't we give you a moment to sort that out, Sam, and we'll go to the live trading retreat room where two of our greatest friends are sitting there with eyes again that are really, really straining at the moment. But let's check out who's going to go first. There they are. There's the pair of them. Lloyd and Alexis. Let you first.
Yep. I'll go first.
You want to go to bed, huh?
Yep.
Okay, we'll say good day to Lloyd. Hello, buddy. It's been a big week. What have you seen?
All right, hi, Geoff. So let me grab the screen and jump straight into it. I think my last analysis was about 3 weeks back from now, and the market has actually changed a lot. Suddenly, my background has gotten noisy. All right, so I'll try to speak louder.
I gather the retreat's winding up, yes.
All right, so from my currency strength, is that we can actually look at the Canadian dollar now, and I think, was it during the trading retreat, Geoff, you're right, that the Canadian is actually in a range.
Yep.
Yeah, so like I mentioned, the trading retreat is either you're right or I'm wrong, Well, one of us is going to lose 1%, so it seems like I'm the one that loses 1%.
Not yet.
So you can see that the Canadian currency index is actually bouncing off a very nice horizontal level, and price is possibly highly possible given the past historical action is that it's going to reach up all the way back to $80. Yeah, so as such, I actually rank the Canadian index high up. Now, Alexis later may give us fundamental reasons. I would love to hear about it. Now, next up on my list is actually the Aussie index. Again, very nice level at $70. You can see that price has given us a engulfing body gap up and is still pushing way up. Yeah, so as such, we have very good reason to say that price might actually reach this level, which is really a healthy, good level. Yeah, so in fact, for anybody who's going to long Aussie, might be the start of a trend. Yeah, so have a good look at it. So next on my list is actually Swiss. Now Swiss is actually a bit iffy. I don't feel quite like trading it. This is more of a breakout momentum kind of movement. Yeah. So and in fact, price is very near to a horizontal level. Yeah. So I will stay out of Swiss unless you are trading on a lower time frame, 1 hour or 30 minutes, and can catch such breakout movement. Otherwise, as a swing trader, I'll personally stay out of it. Euro, really same movement as a Swiss. Yeah. So for such a breakout, unless I'm going dialing down, I don't really want to catch it. And arguably, we can see that price is actually hitting this particular level. Yeah. So usually such unclear movement is really in the middle of nowhere. I prefer to stick to the dominant trend, while the short term for this week or next week might still be continuing rallying, but the dominant is still on the downside. So I'll stay off the sideline for Swiss and Euro for now. Now, pound, we do have a bit of clarity, but my main concern is that over here, we can see that there's a gap here, and in the past, we have pretty strong levels. You can see there's also another gap here. So I have a tendency to actually might just have a quick trade on the lower time frame up to this level, just a long pound up to Wednesday, and then I'll stay out of pound. Yeah, it's rather I would say we can have a quick trading opportunity for pound for a long trade, but not beyond Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah, otherwise its dominant direction is still to the downside. Now Kiwi, this is actually really at a horizontal level. So I rank it actually quite low due to price reaching such a level, but really we have to wait for Monday and Tuesday to see how it performs. It might just actually break up. Then in that sense, it might actually go to reach the high of the trend line. Yeah, we shall see how that, but really waiting at the sideline for Monday and Tuesday, otherwise it's actually quite weak. Now yen overall price is just dropping like flies, but it does have a good chance to reach back up to $80. Might be making for a short quick play to a long side, and then you resume its dominant trend. And the last is actually dollar index. Very nice triple top. We have a false break, and then price might be falling down to the $100 level. Yeah. So as such, this is the of the weaker slot. This is actually the clearest to me. So naturally, dollar cap, I would have a play in that. You can see on the H4, its price is already starting to trend down. Consolidation, we have a breakdown. Yeah. So coming Monday, Tuesday, I'm just waiting for a break and retest of this particular level, and I'll be happy to go short. The next on my list will actually be odd yen. So you can see that price is also in a range. It seems like the play nowadays is just range and breakout. Yeah, so you can see that range, or some may see it as a double bottom, breakout, break and retest, and I'll be happy to go long. Yeah, so these are the two pairs that I'll be keeping a lookout for the current week, next week, and hopefully you'll get us some good profit. So with that, I'll hand you back to Geoff. Geoff, you're silent, I believe. Yeah, muted.
Yeah, some people say that's a blessing at times, mate. Interesting week coming up, and thank you for that, because we've got the end of a month and we've got the beginning of another month all happening at the same time. I think we've got Canadian dollar interest rate announcement, which will be interesting, and we've also got at the end of the week, naturally, what do they call it now? The NEFP or something instead of NEFC rather than NFP. But yeah, that employment number coming out of the States anyway. Thanks, mate. You going celebrating?
No, I'll be going home to sleep. You have no idea how low my energy is.
I got a fair idea. Been there, done that. All right, mate. Thank you very much for checking in. We'll stay in Singapore, and we'll now check on the fundamentals and say hello, Lexi. You look as bright as a button. Have you had a sleep?
Well, it's probably the filter.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yes.
Soft filter. Yeah, there's a lot of film stars who use that over the years, I can assure you. What's going on from the fundamental perspective?
All right. So I think, let me just, okay, so if you guys can see my screen, I am just going to go out to the weekly time frame. I'm just going to point out that I think it's going to be an interesting couple of weeks coming up from a fundamental point of view. So I'm just going to quickly scroll through a few pairs to kind of make my point. So a lot of current, and you guys can actually do this on your own at home, right? So I think a lot of pairs, the interesting thing is they are at either a monthly or weekly extreme. So it's either on a monthly high or a monthly resistance or support, or a weekly resistance or support. So this starts to make price a little bit interesting from a fundamental point of view, is because the probability of it only going in a certain direction over the medium term becomes a lot higher. So over here, you can see, I'm just going to scroll through a couple Aussie cap. You can see that I'm just zooming out all the way, and you can see this is probably like a weekly support level. All right, is the monthly is at the bottom over here. It's like kind of about looking like it's bouncing off a weekly support level, and just hitting around the midpoint over here. Maybe something a little bit more obvious will be the Aussie Swiss. You can see, I'm just scrolling out all the way from the weekly time frame. You can see that all the way 2005, right? We are almost at monthly support levels, not counting, I think, this period, this COVID period. So we're not going to look at COVID period, because the COVID period is like times of extreme, something that's like extreme situations, right? It's because something that's never happened before, a pandemic. But then again, if you think about it, now Russia, is like almost, it's also something that has never been happening before in a long, long time. So we are in a times of uncertainty, I would say, but nevertheless, you can see the currency pairs are at certain extremes, right? So Aussie yen, you can see it as well. Very, very near, price is very, very near the top level. So what we probably want to start looking for is for currency biases, in the sense that economically, on a big picture scale, I think every country is doing the same thing. They are all fighting inflation, right? So it's just a matter of how are they fighting inflation? Are they doing it through additional cash injections? Are they doing it through aggressively raising interest rates? Are they doing it via fiscal spending, quantitative easing, or loosening, depending on each government's policy? So I think, I think the most obvious play right now, which already has been going on, is the weak Japanese yen. All right, because the government has already said that, okay, they are very happy with the yen weakening. So if we look at price like the dollar yen, which is again, I think this play, the long dollar yen play has already happened. So if we go long now, we're kind of late in the game. So the question really is over here. If you can see all the way to 2003, it is hitting, it is hitting the ultimate highs. But what I would like to show you guys is, I would like to go to Yahoo Finance and show you the historical highs of the dollar yen, because I think that will make the currency level a little bit more interesting. Because if you look at it historically for the dollar yen, and I'm just going to use a very simple Yahoo Finance charts, because this one has the currency price all the way to, I think, the 1990s, right? So all I have to do is so I'm looking for dollar yen, say dollar JPY. All right, and what I want to just take an overview on the currency pair. Why is it not popping out? One more time. USD JPY. And we are looking for the dollar yen, and I'm going through the full screen. Okay, so if you look at the chart for the full screen, and I'm just going to max out, and you can just identify where the yen has ever been at its ultimate highest. It's actually very, very close to the 150 yen levels. So if I do the max, All right, scroll out a little bit. You can see that over here, all the way to 1998. All right, the price is almost reaching 150. So if we compare to where we are now, we are at the 127 levels. 127. We are about maybe another $25 more from the ultimate highs. Will we ever reach there again? I'm not so sure. But what it does tell us that because we are in a time of a unique situation, right? We have never had a pandemic or post-pandemic together with a war at the same time in modern history. So the question will be, well, you can see that a lot of people, probably the technicians, are thinking, oh, it's an ultimate highs. Let's start to sell it. The question from a fundamental point of view is, what will the governments react to and what will they do? So, Japan government, despite the corporate's displeasure, already has stated that they are comfortable with the yen appreciating. So what I'm looking for is, I think there will be potential of the yen, dollar yen continuing on, maybe not to the 150, but I think if it can probably try the 130 back to the 132, maybe pop up at 136 over the next medium period, provided the policies has not changed. I think it's a real possibility. So if you're on the short side of this, I think the best is to proceed with caution, right, and wait for possible entries to head towards the long side. So this is the basic overview. I think also strongest versus the weakest. Australia has finally finished its election, and you can, as you guys know, the moment the election is over, what's happening is basically sentiment has stabilized, and people are viewing the new government with a little bit more positivity. So I think you will start to see the Aussie starting to gain in strength as well. That being said, I don't expect it to go from bottom to top straight away. It probably is going to stick in the range, because not forgetting we still have China in lockdown, which means its trading partners are still caged, right? So until China has a little bit more of a decision on whether or not it's going to be released from lockdown, I think the Aussie dollar will have strength in it, but again, it might be a little bit rangy for until China figures out when it's going to release its people from the cage. Yep. So that's all for me.
Awesome, Lexi. Thank you very much indeed. I'll allow you to go and celebrate with the team. And thank you very, very much for taking time out to have a chat with us. Much appreciated. And if you could please tell people not to, or the market not to actually rally on dollar yen just yet, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
I don't think it's going to happen so soon. I think a little bit more downside.
I am short that at the moment. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate. Much appreciated. Alrighty, we tried to check in with Orlando a little bit earlier, but his recording wouldn't produce any sound for us. How are we doing now, Sam? Can we play that video, please?
Hello traders, Orlando here, and let me talk about what I'm looking for on the US dollar and the S&P 500 for next week, right? So bear with me, I'm going to start with the USD. Right, as you remember, I was looking for further downside on the US dollar after the DXY broke with the 102.50 level, right? This big level right here. So my next key level is the 101. The 101 level, this pivotal level, in the price action. This is where we saw new buyers jump in to bring price up about, if I'm not mistaken, from the lows to the highs, about 5%. The entire move from January lows is 17%. So this decline from the highs above the 105 is exactly to Friday's lows, only 3.35%, right? So the DXY is trading in the middle of nowhere after the break of this bearish flag. At the retest of the previous broken lows, I am expecting further downside towards that 101 level. So I don't think I'm going to try to sell the US dollars or go short on the USD. What I'm going to do, I'm going to wait for the 101 level to hit and see if we get some kind of rejection here to start building longs for the next leg. Now, if the 101 level fails, So if the 101 level fails, the next level I am looking for is the 99.40, which is March highs. This is a much stronger level than the 101, so I will be careful with starting to build up longs here. So that's the USD for me. Now I want to talk about the S&P 500. The reason I want to talk about the S&P 500 is because I do believe that we are on our way for the next leg up. Now, volume-wise, we have seen spikes in volume on the daily chart since the beginning of February, right? And also spikes in short position, which means that possibly retail traders are trapped in short positions at the very low of the move. This is a massive level, pivotal level on the S&P 500 historically. Now, if we go to the 4-hour chart, you can see that not only we have broken with the midterm bearish structure, but we have broken with a massive level right here. This is February lows, March lows, and April lows. That is the level that I was looking for a break. So my plan here, guys, is just to wait and see how futures open on Sunday, and wait for that pullback towards this level to build up a long position for a retest of the 4550 to 4600 level, which are February highs, March highs, and April highs. So this is my next massive key zone or key level on the S&P 500, and if this plays out, it's pretty possible that we're going to get a thick selling pressure here, and that means that possibly a deep pullback before a possible break above. So those are the two markets that I'm looking for, or that I have on my watch list for this week. Trade safe, and I'll see you guys around.
Yeah, interesting. Is the stock market on the way back, or are we in a short covering rally? Can't answer that question right now, I've got to tell you, but it's a very, very interesting position in which we find ourselves. Now, I was speaking earlier about the week ahead, and we do have a bank holiday in the US tomorrow. I'm not sure what that's about, frankly. Where are we up to? Memorial Day, of course. I should know that, shouldn't I? Memorial Day in the States tomorrow. That, of course, for most of us, will be overnight on Monday into Tuesday. We also have, as I said, some GDP figures on the Aussie, and that's the one I was mentioning, the rate statement coming out on the CAD, and of course through to the end of the week where we've got a couple of bank holidays in Europe and UK, into the non-farm employment change, formerly known as the non-farm payroll. That, of course, happens on Friday. As I said, it's a wind down of a month and the beginning of another month happening all at the one go. Good luck with all that, and we hope you trade carefully and get it right. I think it will depend a lot for what I do from my perspective as to what happens tomorrow morning and how the market opens. We shall see. Okay, I can see she's still awake, but it's been a heck of a 5 days, has it not, Linka, as we join you live from Sydney. How are you doing?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been concentration plus over the last couple of days. Oh, yeah, 4 days, I think, for me.
Would that be your first trading?
No, I came to the last retreat, which was also online. So I've done the online ones, but I haven't been to the live in-person one.
Okay.
So this was the hybrid, because last time it was totally online. This was partly in person.
I don't even remember the last one, frankly. Can't remember it, but like I said to the other guys, or to the people who are watching this, if they haven't been to one and get the opportunity, it's painful, to be fair. It does strain your brain, but gee, there's a lot to take away, isn't it?
Oh, heaps. So many. I mean, I've got a journal. I've just been writing so many tips, and and it's great to share all that with, amongst all the different traders, the different styles. You sort of work out, oh yeah, that could be good for my style, or oh no, that's a little bit too fast or risky. So
Yeah, look, it kind of doesn't matter how long you've been trading. Out of those 5 days, if you don't pick up one little nugget of gold, and I'm not talking about the physical stuff. If you don't pick up one little nugget of gold, I'd be very, very surprised. It can improve. As I said, if you've been trading for 30 years, you can pick up something new from other traders who are doing some different things. And marvelous. I always gain heaps of knowledge out of it. Anyway, I won't hold you up any
because
longer.
even 0.1% change in your strategy makes a huge difference to your bottom line and to the profit.
100%. Well, sorry, we're not talking percentages.
No, 100%.
You know what I mean. We're all tired. I know we're all tired. What are you looking at for the upcoming week? Yes, please.
All right. Let's have a look. I'm going to share my charts. Here they are. Okay, so what I'm looking at is same as last week. I'm still looking for Euro USD long. So looking at the monthly, we've had a couple of goes at that support level, and we are back at the support level now. So I'm looking for the bounce of that area. So we've got price already pushed up. So looking for any pullback and entry now. Also, we've got the divergence happening there on the MACD. So yeah, looking for long on Euro USD. Then I'm looking at long on Aussie USD. So we've last week was a little bit of a sideways movement just before the what did we have, the presidential elections, the PM on the weekend. So now I think it looks like we might be going long. So I'm just looking for any pullback on this, back to the trend line or back to the weekly pivot, and then looking to take that long. And the last one is USD CAD. So I was short on this last week, and I think it might still go short because it's been ranging on the monthly. It's actually a very tight range. So I'm looking at, because we're at the top of the range, looking at short from there. And at the moment, we've gone a little way, so we might be able to go further, or there might be a slight pullback and then looking to go short again on that as well. So that is the 3 charts that I'm looking at this week.
Fantastic, mate. I hope that dollar CAD continues to fall, because finally, after 2 weeks, I think I've been in the dash thing. It's finally hit TP1. We'll see how it goes from here. Enjoy your sleep.
Yes, thank you. You too.
I'm sure you feel better tomorrow.
Yeah. It's going to be good. It was awesome retreat. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of work and tweaking and retesting and all that coming up.
Yeah, you've now got a lot of work to do, right?
Yeah.
All right, we'll catch you later. Thanks, Lenka.
Thank you. Bye.
Rightio. Now, here's what I'm looking at for the upcoming week. I've got, what have I got? One only on the game changer bars for the week. You're looking at it. It's called Kiwi Swiss. And Kiwi Swiss is, I've got to say, not the best game changer bar I've ever seen. Game changer bars, of course, are candles, bars, whatever you call them, or whatever you use, whose low is lower than the previous week, closed on or near its high. And the or near its high bit is the part that I'm struggling with here at the moment. Just bear with me 2 secs, guys. I've got a bit of a technical issue going on. Okay, good. And the reason is, it's more of a spinning top really than it is a low test bar. But if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. Do I want to trade that long right now? Answer no, but it will give me, as the week progresses, a directional bias. You can see the untested. Well, it's not untested. It was kind of tested there early in the month. We've got 2 days to go in the month. Only what, 2 trading days. So if we are going to come back up here, it's probably going to happen reasonably quickly. I can't just trade that bar as it is, however. I will look at the daily chart tomorrow to see if we get a little bit of a pullback, a little bit of a double bottom sitting here on a support level. So if I do get a pullback tomorrow and a higher low potential, maybe a low test bar sitting in that position, then that may give me reason to trade this long towards the middle of the week. But it's the only one on the weekly chart that is showing me that there's potential direction change. However, I do have a very, very strong watch list, and it starts with euro yen. Euro yen on the weekly chart is showing me a broadening price pattern. Now, I've got to say, it's not the best broadening price pattern I've ever seen. And if I bring that down to there, which is probably where it belongs, it does suggest that we've had a false break of the top of that level. And if you look at that horizontal level on the monthly chart, you can understand why I'd be interested in trying to find a short here, because we're coming off that strong resistance level. Now, what we've seen since then is a bit of a rally. So we've had the sell-off, we've had a bit of a rally, which of course gives us a clear indicator that that horizontal level is false break material. And that's why I'm really, really interested here on euro yen, but there's more to it. If you look at 2 weeks ago, there's what I call game changer bars. In other words, reversal bar, new high based on the previous week and closed on near its low, similar to what I've just described on Kiwi Swissy. Then we've had the rally back to this level, this strong level, 136.60 odd. But in the meantime, we've had 2 inside bars inside this key reversal bar, if you like. That to me is a storage of energy, and I would be looking for this to unravel to the downside. So euro yen, to my mind, is a sell. Just got to find an appropriate entry for this. So I'll probably be looking for that. Not sure how we get our way into this, but maybe it comes as a false break of this resistance area here. And you can see the confluence as well. So I'm really keen on this if I can find a way in. Looking for it very, very closely in the first couple of days of the week. Pound Aussie is the next one. Pound Aussie, I think I did this a couple of weeks ago, and we showed this very, very strong support level. And the game changer bar on the monthly there 1 month ago. And we were looking for that to reverse. Since got on the weekly chart, a double bottom, tweezers bottom, whatever you want to call it, but then very, very similar to what I've just shown on euro yen. We got this big game changer bar, and we've been inside that bar ever since. That to me, again, is another storage of energy, and I'm looking for this to reverse. Weekly charts are not giving me anything apart from those game changer inside bar, inside bar, inside bar hints right now. But if I'm to trade a breakout here, there's a very, very nice slingshot pattern sitting there as well. Those of you who don't or aren't aware of the slingshot, it's pretty much sitting right there, showing me that if price goes back to this area, it will have enough energy, because it's erasing, if like, all of that selling coming into that to go long. The problem is, of course, that there is a strong resistance level there. We've tried to get through it, and it hasn't succeeded. Now, of course, people and conventional wisdom will tell you that the more times a level is tested, the more likely it is to break. I'm not necessarily a proponent of that theory, because I suggest that the more times it is tested and rejected, then the more times it is likely to happen the next time it gets there. And add to that that I've got a clear double bottom here, which we saw on the monthly chart as well, and the weekly chart as well, sorry. And we haven't had a retracement to give us what we're all seeking, as always, a higher low. So really, I haven't got that. So for that reason, I won't be taking that on, or for those combinations of reason, I won't be taking that on. Rather, I'll be waiting for price to fall and give me that higher low. The monthly pivot is clearly holding price up, but you can see how tight that range is. We're now at the bottom of it. Maybe we go to the top, then come off. I don't know. But I'm looking for that higher low. As soon as I see that higher low, that's where I'll be looking to trade this long. Pound CAD, similar to what we've just been talking about. Sorry, not pound CAD, that's not the one I want. Pound Aussie is the one I want. We've just spoken about that. Pound Swissy, sorry, is the one I want, not pound CAD. And the reason I want pound Swissy is because we are at, as you can see by that red line, a very, very strong former resistance area and currently at support. We've broken through support, closed below it. Now, the reason I like that scenario is one of two things will happen here, in my humble opinion. One is, and we were calling for this throughout the week, we're calling for this retest of that area and potential for this to go A, B, C. I'll get that right, A, B, C. However, if we get back above that red line, then that's a completely different story entirely. And it's pretty clear that there is a box range that we've just broken out of, right? And we're looking for this all the time. And I'll just point it out to you if you can't see it. You know, the box range couldn't be clearer, right? And we have broken out to the bottom side of that. Now, I think I said this at the time, but I could be wrong. My memory's not that good, but that's what, 4 days ago. If we break to the downside here, that will continue. But if, and that scenario is still there, remember, potential for A, B, C to happen. But if that's not the case and we come back inside this range, then I'm headed towards the top once again. Now, traditionally, I would like to see price come back in, give me a higher low, then I can trade it from there. I'll stick with that at this point in time, but I'm really, really watching this area very, very closely because false breaks are wonderful, wonderful things. And it's the one thing I trade more often than not. So I'm looking for that closely on pound Swissy to trade that long, not short. Okay, next one is Aussie Kiwi, and it's the last one I want to look at. Aussie Kiwi on the week. Oh, I better get rid of all that junk, right? Aussie Kiwi on the weekly chart is suggesting once again that we've had game changer bar the previous week and a little bit of follow through. I was trying to trade this, where was I going to trade this? I was here short and I couldn't get in. As you can see, my order expired. The reason I like this one is if I go to the daily chart, because we have broken through that level and we've all but retested the confluence area. I think I'd like to see in the next couple of days price get back to here, maybe give us a false break of the resistance trade line, but it's almost tradable now. In fact, this is the trade that I took earlier in the week. Entry underneath here, stop loss above. That didn't trigger, obviously. But again, we've got game changer bar on the daily, inside bar, storage of energy. It's going to break one way or the other. I don't know which, but my preference and bias, obviously, is to the short side. I may replace that tomorrow, depending on how the market opens. If there's no big gap in the market, I may well place an order short under here. Stop loss may be above the red line. First take profit just at the monthly pivot. We'll see how that pans out, but there'll be certainly worse orders to place, in my humble opinion, in the morning, without doubt. But watch what the market does. Watch how it opens. If there's a big gap in the market, all bets are off, because I hate gaps and I want to see how they play out before I do enter. Righto, guys, that is Sunday market update for another week. We thank you for your attendance, and we look forward to it again throughout the week with all the free shows that take place on the Actions to Wealth social channels. Have a wonderful week ahead, and we'll catch you later. Bye-bye for now.